right, Coach, we already had opening statements from Coach Plum, Coach Wilson, and Coach Gray, so we will forego the opening statement and go to Andy.
Hey, Becky, got some W questions for you now. But first off, just wanted to ask, last game you said you were kind of unhappy with the late game execution. What did you think about the final 5-ish minutes of this game?
It was better, of course. You always want it to be perfect. We realize it's not going to be perfect, but I thought we buckled down defensively enough, and obviously scored enough at the other end to pull out a win. But it's going to be a constant growth pattern for us, and like I said, what's the tricky thing with us tonight, it is just a matter of who's going that night. I thought like Plum tonight, 18 and 10, she just habitually made the right play. And that makes her unguardable. That makes us unguardable. Obviously, Chelsea had a big night. So it's nice to have options. But I think I called the timeout about 5 minutes and I said, like, I need the composed Vegas team. I need that team because the wheels started to come off a little bit. And once I hit them with that, like, take a deep breath, calm down, like, let's take care of what we can take care of. And then the winning will take care of itself. But like, let's take care of our defensive assignments. And then offensively, let's be really simple and basic and get a good shot.
Definitely. Early in the season, it seemed like you guys were running away with games. These last maybe 5 or 6, it feels like, have all been kind of slugfests. What has kind of been the advantage of having these games after your hot start?
Well, you get growth, right? Like, this is not easy. We had the element of surprise early on. It's a new system. People are trying to figure out what we do. People didn't have our play calls. Now people got a little bit of a beat on us. And so it becomes an execution game, a game of just making reads, making the right basketball play. They do this, we do that. They do that, we do this. And it's just a constant cat and mouse game. And tonight we played a better cat and mouse game. It's been a while since I feel like we've had 25 assists. And I felt us playing more similarly to how we were playing at the beginning of the year, in the sense of, you see 2-3 players, it's moving, it's gone. And you can't guard it, because at the end of the day, too, we have some one-on-one people. So people have to bring crowds. And we just did a much better job of reading when the crowd came and then just making the right basketball play.
Awesome. Thank you.
TC?
Hey, Becky, 2-part question here. With Rupert, she's obviously talk a little bit about her game tonight and the increased minutes that she's gotten. And from your perspective, what has she done to get those increased minutes?
Well, she just gives us a different look than De'Erica. De'Erica does a lot of little things for us, and this is not it's not like it's a replacement for De'Erica. This is a different look than De'Erica. And quite frankly, it makes us a little bit bigger. It makes us more versatile. There's times where I can throw De'Erica at the 3 because she can guard a 3. And so we're still trying to figure out those combos, but Illy is somebody who she's becoming a bench player that you have to game plan for. And so whenever you have a person that you have to game plan for coming in off the bench, that's a little bit less emphasis or focus on some of the other players that are on the court.
Has she picked up things maybe a little quicker than you thought that she might?
Well, she's a basketball player. She makes good reads. She understands how to play. So she kind of fits in our system very naturally, very seamlessly, because our system is based on reads. Right. They do this, we do that. They do that, we do this. And that's how we want to play. And so that part, I think, has been fairly easy for her. She's still learning the personnel of the league. It's a lot to throw at anybody. So not only, before she came over here, she's studying us in our system like crazy, our defensive no-nos, our offensive philosophies, as well as trying to learn what so-and-so that plays, 8 minutes on the other team does. So I'm sure her head is spinning to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, she's a basketball player. And we want to continue to get her, experience, and continue to grow her in a positive way because, she's just overflowing with talent.
Thanks.
All right, let's close it out with Christos.
Coach, congrats on the win, first of all. Chelsea Gray mentioned before some ups and downs on the game of your team. So those ups and downs, how useful can be for you preparing your team for the crucial games ahead of you? And speaking about the starting lineup, what makes this starting lineup so effective, especially on offensive end?
Well, there's a lot of firepower, so if you're an opposing coach, your game planning, it's like, what do you want to live with, and then, you want to game plan according to numbers, according to scout, according to personnel. But I think, that's one reason why Ileana Rupert is so important to us too, because she gives us a completely different look than De'Erica. So it's really, it turns you more into a Swiss Army knife in the sense of you can throw some different things and use some different tools and not lose your basic identity. What makes us so good is that we have a bunch of people that can really shoot the ball. Asia can really shoot it. Jackie can really shoot it. Kelsey can really shoot it. Chelsea can shoot it. So it's just a lot of options in. So when you're game planning for that, like I said, you're gonna crunch the numbers and say, hey, this is what we're willing to live with, and this is what we're not willing to live with.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll let you go and be back here Sunday against the same Minnesota Lynx. Tip time, I believe, is 4 p.m. Pacific time.